Move over, maker. There is a new king of DeFi, and it is blowing people away. The name of this project is Compound, and if you haven't heard of it, you aren't following the right sources. Can the crazy growth curve of Compound continue? We're going to look at that today, but there's something much greater at stake here than just the price of this coin. Compound is not only making waves with its price, but it's attempting to change the entire decentralized finance game for the better. Find out how and why today. Let's get it. What if I told you could buy one token and make daily passive income for multiple dApps and crypto platforms? And what if that token only had a 20,000 max supply ever? I bet you'd buy it. I know I did. Check out powermind.club and tell them BitBoy sent you. Welcome to BitBoyCrypto, the hardest working channel in crypto. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and join both my Telegram groups to learn more and connect with me. All right, guys, today we are going to be taking a look at Compound. We're going to examine what it is, the raw numbers surrounding it, and most importantly, we're going to check out the significant change coming to DeFi that it has ushered in. So let's dig into Compound. Compound is an ERC20. If you're new to the space, that's what we call an Ethereum token. This means that the project was built on top of Ethereum's smart contract platform. 2018 and 2019, most of the biggest ERC20 tokens left Ethereum, moved on to their own chains. These include EOS, Tron, Cardano, and so many more. But we are now seeing a resurgence in ERC20s due to DeFi. Compound is a governance token, something we are also seeing a lot more of these days. DMG, as I talked about yesterday, is also a governance token. These are different from utility tokens. Utility tokens serve a function in an ecosystem. They're the grease that makes the wheel turn. Governance tokens manage the direction of a project. The community and token holders participate in the process of making changes to the token or ecosystem. The token of Compound is referred to as Comp. Comp holders can join forces and delegate one holder to have more say-so in the ecosystem. To delegate your Comp tokens to another holder, you have to have a Web3 wallet and obviously be holding Comp tokens yourself. To vote in the ecosystem, you must manually delegate your votes or self-delegate and vote on behalf of yourself. You can't compound votes for delegation either. So if you have 100 tokens and I delegate 100 tokens to you, you can't turn around and delegate 200 tokens. You can only delegate the actual 100 tokens in your wallet. Once you choose to delegate your votes, they automatically update amounts. If I delegate 100 tokens to you and then I add 10 tokens to my wallet, then it will auto-update and now I have 110 tokens delegated to you. Once tokens are delegated, you can now propose changes to the protocol or vote on them. That's the beauty of blockchain. As more apps and users enter the Compound ecosystem, this fair governance will allow it to grow and blossom. Into gains, who cares about what it is? Let's make money, crypto. So let's check out the numbers. On CoinMarketCap, at the moment, Compound is coming in at number 24. It actually peaked inside the top 20, coming out of nowhere last week. In 2 to 3 days, it 10x'd and made comp holders extremely happy. The price is $213.43, but it was at a high of $330 or so last week. Anytime a project has that kind of incredible run, it's going to have a pullback. It could be a good time to jump back in, honestly, though. And I'm going to tell you why here in a bit. But wrap your head around this. The price of one Compound token is 93% the cost of one Ethereum. And okay, I get it. The supply is like 10 times less. But still, that seems pretty significant. Hey, one more 10x and it would basically catch Ethereum. Not sure if it can do that, but hey, crypto noobs can dream. Speaking of the supply, this is probably one of the best things about this token. We want low supplies. This means the value of each individual token has a chance to be higher. There are less of them after all. Say it with me. Scarcity. The overall cap of this coin is 546 million. What's interesting is that the volume is almost 20% of the cap right now. With a lot of projects lower on CMC, this could be a warning sign. But with all the hype surrounding Compound lately, I don't think this is too far off from where it should be. But the value of Compound is actually well above $500 million. In fact, we will look at how the value locked into Compound is twice that. Confused yet? Don't worry, I'll explain a little later on. Now, looking at the circulating supply compared to the total supply, you will see quite a significant difference. Basically, 25% of the supply is circulating right now with 75% out in limbo. It's very important to understand how the tokens are distributed. Each day, about 2,500 to 3,000 comp tokens will move from the total supply to the circulating supply. So each day, those tokens are flooding the market, which could cause the price to drop if everything else stayed the same and the compound ecosystem didn't grow. The tokens, though, are released as interest, so it kind of adds incentive for users to hodl instead of cashing out. The interest is based upon the market and user distribution. You can see in this chart what markets the comp tokens are getting distributed to directly on the Compound website. So how do you become part of the Compound ecosystem as a user and earn interest? To do this, you simply interact with the Compound market. You do this by supplying, borrowing, withdrawing, or repaying an asset. Compound is based off of the same thing that most projects in the DeFi space are, CDPs. CDP stands for collateralized debt positions. These are basically where users can interact with an asset via a smart contract. But in crypto, we got to call everything by a fancy name. So when you interact with the token ecosystems attached to Compound, you earn interest at 0.001 comp at a time. If you choose not to distribute your Compound anywhere else, you can manually withdraw your tokens. But as mentioned earlier, you are incentivized to keep distributing and interacting with the overall Compound ecosystem. Applications built on top of Compound will also participate in the distribution model. The total value of assets currently locked into Compound's ecosystem is now $1 billion. This has helped it to topple the previous king of DeFi, Maker. And I told you guys a while back, I believed Maker was vulnerable as a top DeFi project, dealing in CDP specifically. During the market crash in March, Maker had a lot of issues, and now we're seeing those chickens come home to roost. Crypto doodle doo. So you have to understand how that $1 billion in value relates to the ecosystem. This means that people can collateralize their own assets and borrow up to $1 billion collectively. As of earlier this week, $369 million out of that billion was currently being borrowed. Now, I haven't really looked into borrowing myself, but I'm very curious as to how it works experientially. I'm an outside-the-box thinker, and I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way to earn enough interest on what you borrow to pay back the loan and make a profit. Like, borrow against your assets, put that loan into a staking coin like CRO, where you can get almost 20% back per year, and then use that interest to pay the loan back. Haven't seen anybody talking about this, but it could be a pretty good little money-making opportunity if you can make the numbers work. Would be great, hint, hint, if someone could reverse engineer the whole process, find out if that's possible. If you get around to it, then make sure to jump into the Bit Squad Telegram group and report on what you find. So far, what we've covered in this project, though, doesn't sound too much different than anything else in DeFi. Of course, other than its explosive growth, which far outgains the growth we've seen in even the biggest DeFi gainers, at least in the time it took to get to that explosion. Compound has now ushered in a new buzz phrase with DeFi. It's called yield farming, and it's the new frenzy in the space. Yield farming is bigger than just staking. According to Crypto Briefing, yield farming refers to the process of earning return on capital by putting it to productive use. You can do this through the safest method, money markets, or the slightly riskier but higher yielding liquidity pools. But at the end of the day, it mostly involves staking in some form or fashion, but this is crypto where we're all pretentious, so we gotta call it yield farming. We're such dorks. But before you go staking your $12 worth of your DeFi bag, be careful. Yield farming is a game for whales and those who hold decent amounts of crypto. If you're trying to yield farm with less than $1,000 worth of crypto, it's very possible you could take a loss. If you got $10,000 in crypto, then it's probably a smart move for you. Not financial advice, of course. But yield farming is one thing causing the DeFi space to continue on with its decoupling from Bitcoin, like we mentioned in yesterday's video. You can check it out by clicking above. Specifically for Compound, though, a new proposal was recently approved, which caused a lot of the early comp token holders who made a killing to exit their positions in some of the riskier markets, like the basic attention token market, and move to the safer positions, like stablecoins, such as the Coinbase dollar and DAI, which is the actual stablecoin of Maker. I know, this stuff is so confusing. I know. And probably nothing is more confusing to the new investor into cryptocurrency like decentralized finance. I've spoken with new folks to our space who believe that simply by holding Ethereum, they're participating in DeFi. It's not true. You have to take actions to actually participate in DeFi and make returns. Whales are running this market right now, and they absolutely made a killing on this compound run. So the key is to do a mix of investing in projects like Compound, who've already established themselves rather quickly though, and trying to find the next DeFi project to go on an explosive run. I've got my eye intently on Request Network, DMG, and Kava Labs as the ones I'm putting the most in right now to be the next one to make waves in the space. But remember this, the confusion DeFi causes is the exact reason you know you are early to the space. The average person on the street can tell you what Bitcoin is. Untraceable digital currency. That's what they'll tell you if you ask them. Go try it. They don't have a clue about DeFi, don't know what it stands for, certainly couldn't explain it. So take advantage of this opportunity and see if you can compound some gains in the meantime. But now it's your turn. Do you believe Compound will continue its unprecedented growth? Let me know by dropping a comment below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash the like button and to subscribe to become a member of the Bit Squad. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day. BitBoy out.